You know what I noticed?
What's
There's
that?
Man, we
What have you
got
noticed?
we got a silent intro for these videos. It's always the most awkward part of these. Okay, what have I have seen?
Oh.
It has appeared to me in a dream. There's a big difference between not taking yourself seriously and not treating yourself with dignity, which is something that not a lot of people get. A lot of people that don't know the difference tend to be very bitter. I found in a sort of way, where if they see a person who doesn't take themselves seriously, they think that they don't treat themselves with dignity, or like they don't have the proper manners or what have you. Well, it's often the case that it's quite the opposite. It's not that they don't treat themselves with dignity or they don't value anything. It's that they realize what should be valued and how to go about life. Like, if you can have fun and be joyful, have a laugh in life, why not choose to do it? Like, why be grim all the time? It just makes no sense.
I mean, that is true, but I think that the problem comes from the people who say that they don't take themselves seriously. Usually say that to avoid consequences and to avoid, repercussions for the way they act. Because most people who say that, oh, I don't take myself seriously, so let me just do dumb jokes all the time. Yeah. It comes from from the lack of security in your image, and they just do the stuff. And let's be honest, mostly on the internet, people who say that they don't take themselves seriously do and say some fucked up shit. And they're like, oh well, it's a joke, you can't take a joke. It's mostly because they are trying to be edgy. This is the equivalent of like mid to late 2000s random equals funny on the internet.
Yeah.
At least that's how I see it. Because from my personal experience, most people who claim, oh, I don't take myself seriously, but I have dignity, get offended when you point out the obvious.
Yep.
That's not that you don't take yourself seriously. You take yourself way too seriously. To the point where you just try to mask off the thing that, oh, I don't care. Yeah, you do. If you didn't care, you wouldn't get offended at everything people say.
Yeah. Interesting you actually said it that way. Because when they originally brought up this idea, I actually had in mind other people claiming someone else isn't taking themselves seriously.
Okay.
Not that you yourself. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. Like, a lot of people like to claim that, oh, I don't take myself seriously, just as an excuse to be a jackass.
Yep.
But just a privileges only go so far. Like, after a point, you're too much. Like, you're being ridiculous. You're just a privileges.
You're just a Murloc.
Yeah. But yeah, that is a good point. I'm trying to process it because, as I said, originally the idea for this topic came to me because many people have accused me of not taking myself seriously, and true to an extent it is true because why?
Yeah.
Like, the more serious you take yourself, the less fun you'll have in life. Because you constantly pressure yourself like, oh, I have to be like this, I have to act like this in front of this person, I have to act like this in front of this, I have to act like this. And that's just no fun. You can't let go. You can't blow some steam off. You can't just be yourself at the end of the day. And that's the thing that really sucks.
I mean, I'm gonna say this because you mentioned yourself. You do take yourself seriously.
Yeah, but I know
when you need to.
Yeah,
when
exactly,
you need to.
exactly. Because that's the second part. I have dignity. Like, that's
You take
the
yourself
difference.
seriously when it comes to work.
Yeah.
You take yourself seriously when it comes to the things that matter to you. But going out with friends, why should I take myself seriously?
Exactly.
I don't mind being the butt of the
point.
joke.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because that's when dignity comes in. If you have dignity, you'll accept certain standards for yourself and you'll uphold them.
Yep.
Sure, you might play around with them sometimes, like, haha, I may make a joke that goes against my beliefs or some whatever.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean they'll act in that way. Like, you can make the jokes about the most egregious things ever when you're not being serious. Doesn't mean you'll do them.
I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are gonna agree with this, with what I'm gonna say. But if you don't take yourself seriously, means that you want to be comedic. Do you agree with this?
Yeah.
You want to laugh at stuff.
Yeah.
And where does comedy come from?
Sad, you're making fun of the world, the state of being.
Not just the world. You make fun of yourself as well.
Yep, you're part of the world.
Right.
You're part of the world.
Of course.
What do you mean?
But most people see it as, oh, let me just laugh at this certain thing.
Yeah.
And most people are afraid to make a joke about themselves, which I do not understand. If you make fun of yourself, means that you acknowledge your flaws, and most of the time you're not gonna fix them. Most of the time you're not gonna fix them, but at least you acknowledge them.
Yeah.
And if you do not take yourself seriously, but you don't have dignity, then you're using that excuse just to give the other person or other people a fake sense of safety. Because most of the time when you're around people who do make fun of themselves but don't have dignity, like I said, they get offended when you make fun of them.
Yeah.
And they're gonna switch on you immediately.
Yeah.
So, you and I, we've been friends for 6-7 years now,
Yeah,
right?
about that much.
We make fun of each other,
Yeah,
right?
Which time passes.
Right?
Damn. Yeah.
We make fun of each other all the time.
It's a bonding ritual, you know?
And most people don't understand banter. Banter comes only if you don't take yourself too seriously. Like, most people thought that we hated each other because of the way we react towards each other. But what I'm trying to say is, you, and I'm definitely tooting our own horn right now.
Let me help you there. Let me help you there.
You do need to value yourself. You need to know where you stand in life in order to have banter with someone. Because nowadays, especially on the internet, where anyone can get famous overnight just like that by a viral video they're gonna do, where they're gonna act like huge jackasses, they don't take accountability.
Yeah.
That most of the time, yes, of course, you don't take yourself seriously, but you don't do it to bond with someone. You do it for the sole purpose of becoming viral.
Yeah.
For example, there was
recently, Alan Preacher made a video.
Yeah, that was
go on. Prankster who got shot in the mall. Like that's
just being a jackass.
What do you expect? Yeah, what do you expect? Because see, the difference between good banter and bad banter is in good banter, you're making fun of a situation.
Yeah.
Bad banter, you're making fun of somebody. And that's why it's bad. That's when it leads to situations like in the viral clip where the guy got shot. Because what was he doing? He wasn't trying to make the situation fun for everybody. He was actively pestering the other person to get a few views off.
Yep.
In the end, it worked. He got a few views off.
At
He
what
also
cost?
got a bullet in his abdomen.
At what cost?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think a bullet in the abdomen is worth it. Just saying.
I like how you said good banter is making fun of a situation.
Yeah.
I think that good banter can be making fun of someone else.
Yeah.
If you know the person.
Yeah. And if
And
your
if
goal
you're
is to
on
have a
good-
laugh.
Yeah. Like, you can't have banter with someone you don't, well, of course you can, but most of the time you can't. Because you don't know what kind of a day they have.
Yeah.
They might be on the verge of a mental breakdown, right? And
Even with friends, I mean, it's the same with friends.
still,
you
but
pick it up.
with friends, you at least know the person. And you know what you can or cannot joke about. But with someone you've never met,
Yeah.
and you're just doing it to become viral, you're just being a jackass. You're just being a jackass.
You deserve to get shot.
You do. I don't condone violence,
Yes,
but
we
you do.
Yes, we do.
No.
For legal reasons, that is a joke.
But yeah, if you have anything else to add.
No, like that's it, man. It's just it's so weird to navigate the waters of human character and human emotions and all that, because it's such a vague thing. You really have to have a sense for it, and it feels so weird in a world with so many languages, so many empirical methods, so many methods of study. To summarize it as that, you have to have a feeling for it. But that's the case. Like, humans have been exploring their emotions, their characters, what have you, for thousands of years. And at the end of the day, the conclusion is always the same. You have to have a feeling for it.
Yep.
That's about it.
Since we mentioned viral videos, I just want to mention this one as well. I'm sure you've probably seen it. I'm sure most of you have probably seen it. The German guy going through a drive-through, he's like, "Do you speak English?" And the guy who's working there, he's like, "Yes." And the guy who's ordering, he's talking to him in German. He's like, "Oh no, sorry, only English." Like, that's good banter.
Yeah.
That's good banter. No one's gonna suffer. We're all having fun. Like, that's what banter should be with people you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the guy who doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah.
He's at his workplace, but he's having fun. And that's what life should be about. At least
Yeah.
according to me.
That's what makes life beautiful.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys think. And as always, we'll see you next time. Peace.